What's up, everybody? It's Taylor Twellman from Major League Soccer and Apple TV. Matchday 11 was filled with another crazy weekend of games with results that nobody saw coming. The weekend kicked off with Austin taking on the LA Galaxy. They win 2-0, which is now their fourth win in 5 games. Toronto goes on the road. They get 2 goals in the dying moments in Orlando for their second straight win after losing 3 in a row. And all of this is without Lorenzo Insigne, mind you. And then Real Salt Lake goes to unbeaten Philadelphia. They steal 3 points, and now they're unbeaten in 6 straight. But how do we not start New England, where history was made in more ways than one? So that's where we'll start, with Twellman's Takes. 65,000 people showed up to the newly refurbished Gillette Stadium to set a new club record for the New England Revolution, surpassing that of the 2002 MLS Cup. Thank God I don't need to talk about that loss anymore. And while their home team didn't deliver, as injuries in the flu bug limited the availability of players, only 15 available players for Caleb Porter, it was still a great example to all of those watching globally on Apple TV of what can be and should be in Boston. Listen to me, the power brokers and the decision makers of this new stadium project in downtown Boston. You have to understand that spectacle this weekend, it has to be under the lights, with the backdrop of one of the greatest sports towns in the world. You build that stadium in downtown Boston, and Boston becomes top 5 in Major League Soccer instantly. And I haven't even mentioned the GOAT. It is getting very difficult for me to quantify with words what it's like to watch Lionel Messi play in person. For Messi to give the fans what they paid for, and then also to rewrite history. 9 goals, 7 assists in 7 games. That's less than 600 minutes. He's the first player in the league to do so. And the best part is, the Revolution felt like they defended him well. Everyone knows it's coming. And yet they freeze in the moment, and in the blink of an eye, the man goes to work. But the number that stands out to me more is this. In 24 MLS games he's had since coming to the league, he's only lost 3 times. The consummate professional, the demanding winner, and more importantly, the greatest of all time. Can you believe there's people out there that actually think he's not MVP of the league to this point? What a clown. 3 weeks ago, I said we will learn a lot about the Vancouver Whitecaps because their schedule will pick up with the Galaxy, Sounders, and away the Red Bulls. They still remain unbeaten on the road through 4 games. They've only given up 10 goals through 9 games, and there is a clear identity from Sartini and his group. There's also a belief within the group that if they do their individual job in the collective approach, they will be successful. They've only had 2 losses on the season, and both of those to arguably better teams ahead of them in the standings, Real Salt Lake and the Galaxy. Is it time we start paying attention to this team? 100%. But it's also time we pay attention because it's interesting. This summer, they have real options to make moves that puts this team on edge of actually winning the West. So yes, Vancouver, you got my attention. And so do you, Sartini. Here we were in the preseason, the opening 3 weeks of the season, saying what? Atlanta United is back. They're back and entertaining and taking over this league with their most balanced roster since 2019. 1 win in their last 6 games. I can't figure them out. Can you? And I know their struggles on the road are unlike anything I've seen. 5 wins, 5 in their last 40 games away from the Bens. Only San Jose and Toronto have had fewer in the same time frame. So in order for them to return to glory, they've got to find consistency. The threat of them being able to dominate the games at their pace and at their tempo, putting fear into the opponents, which I think many of us actually were premature with the return of Atlanta United. Only 1 win in 9 games. 1 win in 9 games. I cannot believe where we are with this Seattle Sounders team. And even though I had them in the front-running seat to win the West this year, I did tell you there's 2 issues with this roster. They don't have a goal scorer, a threat that scares the opposition. Jordan Morris, Raul Ruidiaz ain't it. 10 goals as a team in 9 games is brutal when 4 of those came in 1 game. But the real issue is this, and this is unexpected. The experience, the veterans of this team, they're letting themselves down. Something none of us have ever seen with a Schmetzer coach team. Red cards, bad giveaways, all part of the brutal start for the Rave Green. And now the Galaxy are coming to your building? Could it actually get worse? We're going to get that answer Sunday night on MLS Season Pass on Apple TV as the Galaxy and Sounders finish off the weekend of games. And on this week's episode of Offside, I dug deep into the life and profile of Yorgos Giacomakis. You will not want to miss that episode. You can catch that episode and all my others on Apple Podcasts.